When your children go to someone else's home for a meal, you want to make sure that they have proper table manners. So here are a few tips to help them. First is that when they sit down to the table to eat, they're going to want to sit up straight with their feet in front of them. Then they're going to take their napkin, open it up, and put it on their lap. Then the key is that they need to wait until everybody else has been seated before they begin to eat, and especially to wait for the hostess to eat first. Then what they're going to want to do is to look at their silverware and figure out what they need to use for different courses. So, for example, here we have two different size forks. The outside one is smaller, so that is the salad fork. If a salad is served before the meal, the small fork is the one they'll use. Then you have a soup spoon to the right. So if soup is served before the meal, they will use the soup spoon. These larger fork and the knife are the main course knife and fork. The silverware at the top is for dessert. It can be there or it can be sitting here closer to the plate, but this is what they will use for dessert. And obviously this is their bread plate and their glass. So once they get that down, you also need to remind them that they need to, of course, say please and thank you. So please, may I have the mashed potatoes? Thank you. Also, when they're serving food, they're going to want to make sure that they serve food going to the right, so that all of the food goes the right way around the table. Also, if someone asks them to pass the salt, for example, they're going to pass the salt and pepper together. They always stay together, and so they will pass those to the right together. Remind your children that they always need to keep their elbows and arms off the table. That just looks sloppy, and they need to sit up straight and keep their one hand that they're not eating with under the table if they're eating American style. Now, when they do hold their fork, if it is American style, they're going to hold it like a pencil. If they eat continental style, then the fork is turned over and they're eating with the knife like this. They also want to remember not to make a lot of eating noises and to truly just try to be part of the conversation. At the very end of the meal, to ask, may I please be excused? If your children can do all of these things, you will be amazed at how impressed other people will be at your children's table manners.